everybody. A short video to introduce myself and to tell you why I'm running the New York Marathon with Team Shriver on November 6th. I will not tell you the whole story. It's too long, it's too heavy, too sad, too tragic, but I will just tell you a couple of words and hoping that you can donate, hoping you can support Camp Trevor and you can support me and spread the word. Try to make this an event that is going to be eventful and that would have impact. My name is Christelle Nadia Fotso. The first and the second, my first and my second name for me are French. Last one is Cameroonian. So let me say it again because I'm speak very very fast. Trouble with my pronunciation, even in French. I do. So Christelle Nadia Fotso. What? I'm gonna be doing walking with my cane and my prosthetic leg the New York City Marathon when November 6th with Team Shriver, great charity, great organization who deals with kids with disability. So why am I, even though that my doctors, nobody believes that I can, limp my way to 26.2 miles. Why am I doing this? The why has everything to do with Coach Yengo. Sean Yengo was my swimming coach in high school. I went to a high school that's not far from, Camp Shriver. Camp Shriver is in Boston, so I went to high school in Northfield, Mount Hermon. So 2 hours, about 2 hours and a half from Boston. So you drive and, Northfield, Mount Hermon is there. It's a private school. Coach Yengo was my swimming coach. And he was, I don't know how to describe it. Those of you who know Camp Shriver knows that, the lady who takes care of us for, you know, next, 2 months, the New York City Marathon, her name is Barbara. Coach Shriver has her enthusiasm, her patience, her understanding. She's just an outstanding person. Coach Yengo was that way with me. He was my swimming coach. And at the time, I hadn't had my amputation yet. So you could see how severe my formation of my right leg was. So Coach Yengo was just an awesome guy. I was 15 when I met him. He was an awesome guy. He was always like, he never asked unwelcome question. He was always very, very patient, very, very nice. I think he must have been like 26 at most at the time. So, I liked him a lot. I liked him a lot because he made me feel at ease. He never tried to make me feel like he knew better or that he knew how I felt. He never did. So we had this type of warm relationship. I felt, it was my second year in the United States, so I felt kind of like an outsider. So Coach Yango, when I welcome, he knew his place, but he knew how to teach. Very, very nice guy. So at Northfield Monthammon NMH, for those who know the school, there's this 5K race the name of it is the Pi Race. So in 1994, Coach Yengo talks to me about walking the Pi Race. He says to me, "You should do it because it's going to encourage people to do it. If you do it, people are going to know that they don't have any excuse not to do it, not to get involved." He convinced me. He convinces me to do the Pi Race, and I do it not because I believe in what he's saying, but because I like the guy and because I know, instinctively that I can trust him, and because he's one of the few adults at the time who doesn't make me feel guilty about feeling sad, about feeling that I don't belong, and about kind of looking at this big school and feel that people don't get it. Conchigo, he doesn't try to have deep conversation about don't let life passes you by, whatever, whatever, whatever. He just he's just there. He talks, with swimming, he just say, take your time, you're gonna get it. He never feels like, you can't do it, the leg, whatever. He just says that. So when he says to me, do the 5K, I listen to him. So we announce it. I do it. I start, of course, very, very early. So I finish it with the others because I had the run start. I think I did with like two teachers at the time. But after that, he tells me people were so enthusiastic, but I feel bad. I feel bad because I feel like it was all about charity, pity. People don't get it. So I'm kind of mad at him. But I don't express it. He feels it, but he just said, no, it's not people don't feel pity for you. They are admire you. And me, I'm like, why? There's nothing to admire here. I don't have any, the fact that I'm disabled, that I'm physically challenged. I have to do this. There's nothing for me, there's nothing noble. It's just a way for me. Let me put you another way. Being noble is the only way for me to be normal. Doing impossible things, failing, trying again, doing the impossible. It's the only way for me to be. And that's the way it is for all disabled people. But when you're from Africa, when you're from Cameroon, and when you are black or person of color, it becomes even more of a challenge because you know the stereotypes with people of color, with Africans, lazy, poor, they don't know, uneducated, all of those type of things. So we have the conversation. He tries to explain. I don't get it, but because he's Coach Yengo, I take it. I never feel like he's trying to use me or he's trying to make a point through me. I feel his heart. I feel his humanity. I feel his concern. And the one thing that touches me deeply is his sincerity. So that's the point of my race. Coach Yengo is an African American. I'm not sure that before me he knew anybody from who speaks French and who came from Cameroon or anywhere else. I'm not sure that he can understand, but his heart was in the right place, and he knew that all he had to do, all he had to be was to be patient, understanding, and to never force me to explain. He accepted me just the way that I was. I was 15. Communication was tough. Explaining was tough because I think there was so many things I didn't get it. I mean, how do you find the words at 15 to explain that because you're disabled, no matter how smart you are, no matter how successful you are, no matter how well you are, I'm a writer, I'm an attorney, I'm a writer. It's never enough for the people from your country or from your family. They only see disability. And that feeds into so many things because if your people, quote unquote, feel that way about you, what chances do you have? Because others are always going to feel that and make you feel like it's never enough. So, running the marathon to raise awareness on disability in Africa with Team Shriver for Coach Yengo, for a man who is everything, the perfect example of how to deal with disability, you know, humanity, understanding that this isn't about explaining. You don't say to a person who's disabled, explain, justify. You just simply you look at the person, you get it, and you give them what they need. You know, after I finished the race, he gave me his medal from the 1994 New York Marathon. So I'm going to start the race on November 6th, and I already have a medal from Coach Yengo. So no pressure for me athletically. So this isn't about athletics. This isn't about sports. It's about our common human experience. What people ought to understand when it comes to disability, Africa, minority within a minority. minority within a disenfranchised group. How does it feel? I come from a very, very privileged family, but astonishingly, it made things worse. Because how do you accept when you have all those privileges, all the money, that you can have a kid who's disabled, you can have a sister who's disabled, and especially when she doesn't feel small. I've never felt in my life small. It's never because I could write. I knew that I was smart, and I knew that most of the time I was better than many people. So I never felt small. So Christelle Nadia Fotso doing a short video, which is not you forgive me for the noise. I try to find a nice place to do the video, but the most important point is for you to donate to Crime Driver, to encourage me to spread the word, and let's try to make history November 6th. I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna try to me the point is to tell a story, to help other people, and to be seen, to make the disabled Africans and others seen, understood. So many challenges. So, guys, donate, and thank you, Coach Yengo, for everything. Thanks to your team, to the parents, to the players who have donated. The first, my first donors have to do with Coach Yengo. So, one of my points, maybe the main point of my race and why I'm doing it, is to say we need more people like Coach Yengo and like Barbara in Africa and elsewhere because they get it. They get it. It has nothing to do with race and gender. No, those are key questions. But when you're a minority, within a group that is dealing with so much, excuse my French, but crap, shit, you don't want to hear from your people that you are a burden, that you are slowing them down. You don't want to see the look of shame, embarrassment, making you feel like, oh my God, you're making this hard. What you want is for people to just be Sean Yengo, understanding, cool, patient, taking direct you, from the way you are, understanding instantly, or asking you what you need, and that's it. So, Coach Yengo, this is for you. Help, guys, donate. Christelle Nadia Fotso doing the marathon, the New York City Marathon, November 6th with Team Shriver. Again, lastly, it's the final word. Thank you, Sean Yengo.